Today's the day we install our windows. Let's go.
That's a good high five.
Today is the first day that we are actually going to start to work inside of the van. And our first step is to clean it.
Our van used to be a work truck, so you can see that it definitely has some scratches in the paint and it's a bit dirty back here. And we know that we're going to be covering all this up with our build, but we do want to get as much of the dirt out so it can be as clean as possible before we start building.
Not sure if you can tell that all that dirt that's just now on his butt from sitting. Yeah, it's pretty dusty. Pretty dusty. So let's get to filming. Or let's get to cleaning. So we're not really using anything special for this. Just some hot, warm water, dish soap, and then a rag to kind of clean it out. For this van only being in 2021, it really got some love in it the past 3 years that it was being used. But hey, now it's gonna get even more love and hopefully be treated a little better. Just see all of that dirt come right up.
Take those out. My task is to get these safety brackets or harnesses off, and they zip right out. This does make a hole that goes all the way to the bottom. You can see all the way to the ground through them, so they will have to be covered. And some people even use those to secure their floor, their subfloor, to the van, which might be an option for us as well.
It's like a pumpkin. Task 1 complete. Today's big task is to install all of our windows. We're pretty scared about this process because we are cutting 7 large holes in our van that if we make any wrong move, we pretty much are screwed at that point.
We bought a ton of windows for this van because, as you can see, the back of this van has absolutely no windows. So we got 2 rear door windows, 2 bunk windows for each side of our bed, and 1 driver's side window, which will go right here. That's 5 cuts for our windows plus 2 on the roof for our 2 max air fans.
First step in the installing of the windows is to make our templates.
Bunk window. I guess this is both bunk windows.
Before we start making templates, we're going to watch Vantech Glass window install video to kind of get a refresher on how we're supposed to do this. YouTube has been our teacher for all of this. We are not experts by any means. We just have a YouTube education.
Well, at Vantech Glass, today we're
We did watch this video.
880 by 3.
We're going to put the window through this hole and we're going to see if it fits. And if there's any discrepancies and if it's not good, this one goes away and we build a new one. That's way too big.
Definitely 1.25 inches on the sides.
Alright, template 2.
Oh, the sides look pretty good. This is template number 3, and we think that this one is definitely good enough for this glass. It has enough space on the flat plane of the glass to adhere to the van. So what we will do is we will put this on the side of the van and trace around it, and that will be our cutting line.
It's nice outside. We decided to take the girls out for their first little tunnel adventure. definitely a new experience for our cats who've never really gone outside at all. Doing such a good job, girls. Good girls.
Trying to remove these side beams right here, and we've kind of looked online for the best way to remove them. And most people are using a multi-tool to just cut off these little parts right here and then paint any exposed metal that we have. And that'll be fine because our insulation is going to go just right over the top of it. It doesn't really matter what it looks like.
And because we cut metal, we need to make sure we vacuum up so we don't get any rust. So.
Support beam number 1 is off. Now on to the next one. Here we go. Support beam number 2.
Sweet.
And actually these aren't really supporting the roof or anything. They're actually meant to just stop the vibrations of these really long panels.
I decided to come out here to calm the cats down a little bit, so I'm sitting in the tent with them. Got Luna right here. And Miss Delbells. Hi. Oh my, hello. Good girls. All of our dirt. Gotta keep the van spick and span. Is that the word? Spick and spandy? Is that what you say?
No. Is it
Spick
spick and spam?
No, spick and spandy. It's like, ends with an E. Gotta keep it spick and spandy. Clean.
I don't think any of that's right.
So today we made our 4th and final template of our bunk window. Took off these pieces, covered up the rust, or covered up the metal with some rust paint, and officially we are ready to cut tomorrow. So we will see ya tomorrow.
It's officially time to take this van to the workshop to start cutting some holes so we can install all of our windows. Ooh, we are excited and a little bit terrified, but let's go do it. We opened up our rear door windows from their packaging and they look really nice.
Oh, there's a little bit of a scratch on this one.
Yeah, just the black part though. I mean, the glass looks great. And then we have the U-trim that we're going to put around.
We actually bought the U-trim separately from the doors. We bought the doors from Amazon. And then the U-trim we just bought additionally from the Van Tech glass because we didn't think these came with it. Wanted that extra protection.
Yes.
First big chunk of our window has been cut. I was not here to witness this, but I came back to, there's a big old hole in our window, or in our car. So we have 5 gigantic holes in our van right now. We didn't cut anything. My dad did and his friend, which we appreciate you guys' help. Thank you for cutting these windows for us.
100%, yeah. We've done the job of putting the primer on. That's our job.
Yeah. So we put the primer on. Tomorrow we will put the trim on, make sure everything's primed up and good. And then we put on the windows tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
glue 'em on.
yeah, so
Show everyone what we did.
let's check them out. We have our 2 rear door windows cut, our 2 bunk windows cut, and this gigantic window that we'll be able to sit on our couch, and if you look outside this way, or if we open the door, we can look out this way. So many windows. Oh, that kind of hurts. Ow. Funny bone. That was weird. All right, I feel good about this. This is a major step in our van build process. Can't wait to actually see this van look more like a home. So we'll see you tomorrow. We are back to look at our van.
Yeah, we're gonna check out all of our cuts now in the daylight so we can make sure that we've done everything correctly and kind of clean up anything that we need to do. And then we're gonna start gluing in some windows today.
The back windows, I think, were definitely probably the best, but that's because it's an easy template to follow on the inside of the van, whereas the like driver's side, the big one, we had to actually make it smaller, but not bad, not bad.
Now we are going to move locations because we actually don't have enough space to glue the windows in inside of the workshop, and we don't want to glue them outside because it's actually supposed to get pretty cold tonight, and we want to make sure that the urethane adhesive really bonds to everything, and cold weather really stops that bonding.
This might not make it in the video or not, but we are having a bit of a, just for us to remember how stressful it has been to get this van.
Yeah.
We went to the we went to the Treasury's office today to get tags for our vehicle, and we gave them the title, but the title was filled out incorrectly.
Yep.
Do you want to continue on?
And so we had to call the dealership, and the dealership said, no, it's filled out correctly. Your county treasurer is wrong. So we had to drive back to the county treasurer and tell them our dealership says you're wrong and they want to talk to you.
Yeah.
For our county treasurer to say,
It is basically the
care
same
what
thing.
you say. We're right. We're only going to accept this.
So our afternoon was spent going back and forth. Luckily, we don't live too far from the Treasury office.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, it's ridiculous. But we're finally back at the van with these giant holes.
It's officially time to install windows. Just getting the last primer on all the uncut metal to make sure we didn't miss any spots.
First window is officially installed. We think it looks good. It's straight and all, but we've never done this before.
We have used the entire bottle, and I am halfway through this one, which is really annoying because they say you're not supposed to break the bead or you'll have a leak.
This was not dead, thankfully. We were just out of our first tube. So one tube got us 1.5 of our bunk window. Had to switch it out.
That's real.
You're good to push in.
That looks good.
Yeah, it does. Wow, we have 2 windows in. We finished the bunk windows this evening. We actually ran out of the adhesive that we need, so we have to run to Home Depot to get some more, and then tomorrow we will finish installing the rear doors and the driver's side.
Based on our measurements, they're perfect, so...
They look straight. They're even on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, our only concern is, but I mean, like, maybe this is how windows are and people just don't talk about it, but like there's a gap.
Yeah, they're about 1/4 of an inch off of the side of the van. They're not flush, which we thought they would be flush.
Who knows? Like, maybe that's actually like how these are if you do the adhesive, and they're not. I mean, we'll test it out when we give it a water test.
Last night, we had to stop gluing in our windows because we ran out of our urethane adhesive and the primer. We thought that we could just go and pick some up at like Home Depot or a hardware store, and none of them sell it. None of them around us sell it. We have to order it online. So in kind of desperation, we started calling some glass repair shops to see if they have any. And we actually found one that would order from their warehouse.
We just picked up the primer and adhesive for our windows, and we got so lucky. We cannot believe that we were able to call someone and pick it up today and not have to wait for delivery or anything, and the perfect amount to finish our windows.
Yeah, we really want to give a big thank you to Best Auto Glass, Kansas City, for helping us. With our new adhesive, we can finally start gluing.
Back windows.
Either way you wanted to do, you can. That's pretty good. That's going to be the. We popped it up.
We're on to the final window to be installed on our window installation. This one is probably the one we are most concerned about because it is extremely heavy, and we're not sure that the tape is actually going to be able to support it to stay even on the wall.
Yeah, we got windows. We got windows on our van. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one on the other side. That's 5 windows.
High five!
That's what I'm talking about. So today, we got our 2 back windows on, and we made sure that they were nice and even with each other. I did make a little bit of a mistake with the adhesive right here. We put the wood underneath them so that because they kept on coming down, like the tape just couldn't hold it, so we have to put extra support on the bottom to keep these up. And then we also did this for our side window. We had our suction cups, which we did not use to pick up the glass because this one instantly fell off a bunch of times, and we were like, we can't do that. But we're using them as kind of a place for the wood to push in the window and keep it up. And of course we have a bunch of tape as well. We have windows. I mean, hopefully we still have to test them to make sure they're completely waterproof, but they're on the van. That's good for me.
Several days later.
It's finally time to test out all of our hard work on these windows. We've brought our van to a car wash, and we're going to test all the seals to make sure everything is watertight, and we have done a good job.
We're good on this one. We're good on these 2. You're good on this one? You're good on this one? Woo! We have no water in our van. After taking it to the car wash and installing our windows, we now have completed the first and probably one of the biggest tasks that we could make for our van. High five.
I don't know if this is the biggest, but
I think
it's definitely the first.
We have officially completed our first task of installing our windows. Our windows would not have been possible if it wasn't for my dad and his friend Jeff, because they did all of the cutting for us. My dad came in and helped James put the windows up because they're huge and very heavy. And it's a success. No leaks. No major problems.
Yes. We are by no means any type of professionals, and we're definitely learning a lot while we're doing this, and we're getting a lot of great advice from all the people around us, which is making it possible for us to do this. So we're really happy about it, and
now it is time for our next step of the van build, which is going to be in our next episode of building out our subflooring. Wait, is it going to be subflooring or is it going to be max air fans?
It's probably subfloor and max air fans.
So it will either be installing our floors or our max air fans. To find out which one we're going to do next, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to know when our next video is out. Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
High five. Let's go.